Once upon a time in the sacred land of India, where rivers shimmered under the golden sun and villages nestled between emerald forests, lived a young boy named Rahula. He was gentle at heart, but carried a constant weight of anger toward the world. His father had abandoned their family, and his mother worked tirelessly to provide for them. Rahula felt life had been cruel, and so he believed kindness was weakness. He would often mutter, "If I am kind, people will take advantage of me. Better to be strong, better to be feared." One day, while tending goats near a quiet riverbank, Rahula heard a voice chanting in serene rhythm. Curious, he followed the sound. Sitting beneath the spreading shade of a Bodhi tree was a radiant man, his presence calm like a still lake. This was Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha. The villagers whispered often about this enlightened one, saying he carried an aura of peace wherever he went. Rahula had doubted such stories, but as he approached, he felt a warmth melt through his anger, as though the very air around the Buddha was infused with kindness. The Buddha opened his eyes and smiled gently. "Come, young one," he said softly, "sit by me." Rahula hesitated. No one had ever invited him with such gentleness. He sat, lowering his eyes. The Buddha asked, "Tell me, what troubles your heart?" Rahula clenched his fists. "Kindness is for the weak. The world is harsh. Only the strong survive." The Buddha listened without judgment, nodding slowly. "And yet," he said, "here you are surviving. Tell me, do you feel at peace?" Rahula's voice dropped. "No, I feel fire inside. I feel alone." The Buddha touched the earth with his fingertips, the gesture he had made long ago when he attained enlightenment. Strength without kindness is like fire without light. It burns, but it cannot guide. Would you like me to tell you a story? Rahula nodded reluctantly. "The story of the angry elephant," the Buddha began. Long ago, in the great forests, there lived a wild elephant named Nalagiri. He was fierce, feared by all, and filled with anger. Hunters would flee at the sound of his roar, and villagers whispered his name in fear. One day, a cruel king who disliked me ordered Nalagiri to be released into the streets where I walked. The elephant, wild with rage, stormed through the crowd, crushing the ground beneath his feet, eyes blazing with fury. The people screamed and scattered, but I remained still. As the elephant thundered toward me, I raised my hand, not with anger, not with fear, but with compassion. I sent him thoughts of loving kindness. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be at peace. The elephant stopped, his rage melted away. He bowed his head before me like a child before its mother. "You see, young one, kindness is not weakness. It is the greatest strength. It can calm even the fiercest storm." Rahula's eyes widened. "But how can kindness stop anger? How can softness stop strength?" The Buddha smiled. "Because anger feeds on anger, but kindness starves it. When you meet hatred with hatred, it grows like fire fed by oil. But when you meet hatred with kindness, it dies like fire starved of air." A lesson in the village. The next day, the Buddha invited Rahula to walk with him to a nearby village. As they entered, they saw a man shouting angrily at his neighbor, accusing him of stealing grain. The crowd grew tense, ready to take sides. Rahula expected the Buddha to scold the man or prove who was guilty. Instead, the Buddha walked gently to the angry man and said, "Friend, I see your pain. Anger burns in you like a fire. Tell me, would you hold burning coal in your hand to throw at your enemy?" The man frowned. "Of course not. I would burn myself." The Buddha nodded. "Yes, and so it is with anger. When you cling to it, you are the first to suffer. Let go, and you free not only others, but yourself." The man's shoulders dropped. He began to weep. "Forgive me," he said to his neighbor. "I was blinded by my fear of loss." The villagers murmured in awe. They had seen disputes end in fights, but never in forgiveness. Rahula whispered, "Master, I see now. Kindness is stronger than force. It heals wounds that anger cannot." The Garden of Kindness days turned into weeks. Rahula stayed with the Buddha, learning the way of compassion. The Buddha often gave him small tasks, offering water to strangers, feeding hungry children, or comforting the sick. At first, Rahula felt awkward. He had been used to guarding himself, hiding his heart, but each act of kindness made his spirit lighter. One day, as he offered food to an old beggar, the man grasped his hand and said, "You have given me not just food, but dignity." Rahula's eyes filled with tears. He had never realized kindness could make someone feel seen, valued, alive. The Buddha said, "Just as a single lamp can light 1,000 without losing its flame, one act of kindness can inspire countless hearts without diminishing yours." The test of true strength. One morning, while traveling with the Buddha, Rahula encountered a group of boys who had often mocked him in the past. They sneered, calling him names, throwing dust at his feet. The old Rahula would have shouted back or fought them, his fists clenched from habit. But then he remembered the Buddha's words. Anger feeds on anger, but kindness starves it. So instead, Rahula looked at them calmly and said, "May you find joy. May your hearts be free from pain." The boys stopped, stunned. Some laughed nervously, others looked away. But the leader lowered his eyes, ashamed. For the first time, Rahula felt stronger than his enemies, not because he fought them, but because he didn't have to. When he returned, the Buddha asked, "How do you feel?" Rahula smiled. "Free. Strong, like I carry no fire inside me anymore." The Buddha placed his hand gently on Rahula's shoulder. "Then you have discovered the true power of kindness." The ripple of compassion. Years later, Rahula became known throughout villages as a man of wisdom and gentleness. Where once his heart had been hardened by anger, it now radiated warmth. He helped the poor, resolved disputes, and taught children to forgive. People would say, he is like a lamp in the dark, lit by the Buddha's kindness. The Buddha's teaching had planted a seed in Rahula, and now that seed had blossomed into a tree under which many found shelter. The final teaching. One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the sky with hues of orange and purple, Rahula sat again beneath the Bodhi tree with the Buddha. "Master," he said, "your kindness has changed me. But tell me, why do people not always choose kindness if it is so powerful?" The Buddha closed his eyes, listening to the rustle of leaves in the wind. Because kindness asks us to let go of our ego, and letting go feels like death to those who cling to pride. But once you release it, you discover life in its truest form. Rahula bowed deeply. "Then I will carry this teaching wherever I go." The Buddha smiled, and thus the flame of kindness will never be extinguished. And so, Rahula's journey reminds us all, kindness is not weakness, it is the greatest strength. It can tame the wildest anger, heal the deepest wounds, and turn strangers into family. Think about it. In your own life, who could you show a little more kindness to today? Maybe a family member, a friend, or even a stranger who feels unseen. Because just like Rahula, every act of kindness you give doesn't just change someone else, it transforms you. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more timeless wisdom of the Buddha. Remember, kindness is the seed and you are the gardener. What you plant today will grow into the world you live in tomorrow.